Sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria. Wow, can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig
it? What's up, you crazy maniacs, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today I have a fantastic crazy creature feature flick lined up for us. It is James Cameron's 1982 off-the-wall flick. It is Piranha 2: The Spawning. And this one is fun, a lot of crazy characters in it, a lot of amazing moments, and just total non-stop pandemonium of flying fish, fantastic craziness. But guys, let's get into it and see it for ourselves. Here is Piranha 2: The Spawning. Piranha 2: The Spawning is the outrageous sequel to the 1978 Roger Corman produced and Joe Dante directed killer fish flick Piranha. This time, with James Cameron at the helm, the stakes are higher and the aquatic pandemonium is even crazier as anything goes in this out-of-control 80s horror production. Packed to the gills with unbelievable moments and a healthy school of fish fighters and bodacious bait to mix up in the chaos. Piranha 2: The Spawning is a thrilling and entertainingly bizarre cinematic experience, and it's one that is a whole hell of a lot of fun to watch. The film follows a scuba diving instructor named Ann Kimbrough, a biochemist outsider named Tyler Sherman, and a no-nonsense police chief named Steve Kimbrough, as they all try to solve the mysterious and bizarre deaths of a handful of locals and tourists at a Caribbean island resort. It turns out that an army of genetically modified piranha, ones that can actually fly, are going on a feeding frenzy, and they've claimed the territory around the resort for an all-out, all-you-can-eat human buffet. Can the trio work together to stop these ravenous aquatic monsters before it's too late? Or will this normally idyllic island transform into the island of the dead? Falling into the typical tradition of B-movie 80s flicks, the cast of Piranha 2: The Spawning is an eclectic group of hero types and cannon fodder, resulting in an entertaining cluster of familiar faces, wacky characters, and eye candy aplenty, which all add tremendously to the entertainment value of the flick. From main players to ridiculous side characters, each and every one gives a fun performance that works perfectly against the film's over-the-top premise. The fish bashers and smashers of this odd cult classic are Trisha O'Neill as Ann Kimbrough, a sexy scuba diving instructor who stumbles onto the existence of the fearsome piranha menace. Steve Marichuk as Tyler Sherman, a suave and fast-talking biochemist who has gone undercover in order to gather information about the piranha and stop their rampage. Lance Hendrickson as Police Chief Steve Kimbrough, a pissed-off lawman and ex-husband of Anne, who's tired of these damn piranha on his resort island. Carol Davis as Jay, a hot-to-trot sultry stunner who looks so delicious the piranha can't help but take a bite. And finally, Ted Reichert as Raoul, a money-hungry hotel manager whose refusal to shut down the hotel's festivities ends in a blood-soaked massacre. From big to small roles, the cast does a commendable job in treating this entire silly premise with the utmost of respect and earnest, making for a fun viewing that completely and utterly entertains. As wild as the premise suggests, Piranha 2: The Spawning is an absolute blast to experience. Whether it's the wacky characters, the over-the-top gore, or the general bonkers concept of flying killer piranha on the rampage, there's really so much to love about this little gem. Blood-soaked and rarely tame when it comes to content and composure. The film thrives in its unhinged mayhem, often spilling into farcical territory, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's the ridiculousness that the production thrives in, making for a cinematic effort that is batshit crazy to witness. The effects work for the killer flying piranha are laughably done, but surprisingly effective thanks to the bloody carnage that they leave behind, and the fact that no one seems to be safe from their many feeding frenzies. Though the B-movie flavor of the picture is in high gear, director James Cameron guides the madness along in a streamlined fashion that keeps the runtime of the carnage flowing, making for an enjoyable watch that never gets bogged down or boring. Gory, silly, savage, and altogether sinister, Piranha 2: The Spawning is an animals attack flick that you're not soon to forget. If you love creature feature films and ones that are completely and utterly brutal, then you're sure to get a kick out of this outrageous entry. It may not be the crowning achievement of the genre, but it's one hell of an entertaining thrill ride. In the end, Piranha 2: The Spawning is plain and simply batshit crazy badass fun. And there you have it, you fish-loving freaks. That is the fantastic, altogether outrageous horror movie. That is Piranha 2: The Spawning. Just like, you have to see it to believe it, because why the hell would somebody think that flying piranha fish would be a sensible thing to put on the film? But hell, they did it. It looks fantastic, and it's all kinds of fun. But guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe, and if you have some time on your hands, leave a comment below, because I love hearing from you guys. But until then, I will see you all at the next Lucid Nightmare. See ya!